welcome back to the Timber Worker channel. We've reached the end of the Makersrock album art collaboration, and I finished this piece a while ago, and I've had to keep it under wraps, which is not easy for me because I do like to share everything straight away. So, as you can all see, Blink 182, Enema of the State. I'll stick around and I'll show you how it was made as we go through the video. Okay, so after a lot of sanding, recutting, sanding again, and general thinking, I've decided what I'm going to do. Because of how the grain underneath has come out, you know, whilst I can see it's not as bad as I was first expecting, but it's nowhere near as nice as I'd hoped. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fill all of these lines with resin. I'm going to fill them all with black resin. But then what I'm also going to do is on the scroll saw, I'm going to cut out the hand and then completely router this area out, completely cut it out, and then put the hand in and then put the resin around it. That's my plan at the moment. I think it's going to look good. I certainly hope so. So if you want to bear with me, the next time you see me, I'll be over at the scroll saw. Hey everybody, welcome back. So I've got the coloured pieces put down. So these are the bits cut out on the scroll saw. I coloured them in with the ink. I've now glued those down. Just gone over all this just to try and get any loose bits and pieces out, just with the vacuum cleaner. So it's now ready for some resin. Okay, so I've got the resin all cast And then what I did while it was just still a little bit tacky, I just went over and scraped some off, purely to sort of reduce the amount of sanding that I need to do now. So the black ink has kind of worked quite well. We've got a nice effect whereby it's not completely solid black, you know, and then we've got the nice bits of blue and red and a bit more red up here. So now what I'm going to do is just sand this back, and then I'll chop out the actual board itself, and then we'll get a nice big mould and then put a cast layer over the whole thing. So now it's time for a bit of sanding. First layer of resin is cured on the picture. As you can see, it's gone a little bit lumpy and bumpy. It hasn't quite filled in right to the very edges, but on the plus side, the mould held, and so there's been no leakage. As you can see, it hasn't quite reached some of the very far edges. It's a bit lumpy and bumpy in places. I think the resin was maybe on its way out, but I've still got a batch more to use, so we'll finish that up. What I'm going to do is mix up the final bit of resin, layer it on, try and make sure it covers everywhere, and then let it cure, and then I may have to think about sanding it back, but it depends on how the final cure goes. Resin curing for about a week now. Just make sure I've had the garage kept quite warm. Covered it up with just this old bit of ply, just to try and make sure as little dust as possible got in there. So it's now time to take it apart and see what we end up with. Okay, the moulds come off. nice and cleanly, so the tape on the plies done its job. Hot glue, didn't let anything leak. And here we go. Put it right way up for you. So I'm pretty happy with how that's come out. As you get it in the right light, I don't know if that's coming up on the camera, but as you sort of move it around in the light, you can see the odd lump and bump in there. But I think we'll call that character rather than anything that we need to actually fix and address and sort out. So I think what I'm going to do, tidy up around these edges. There is a little bit of resin that's got through to the back. It was all kept in place. So I'm going to tidy up the edges, and then I might put a bit of a board around it. But other than that, I think we're good to go. Thanks for watching right the way through to the end. So you saw right the way up to where I took this out of the mould. I haven't polished it. I'm still not 100% sure whether I will do or not, just because I think trying to do any kind of polishing might take the stain off the scroll sword pieces. But yeah, so that was it. Routed out, filled the outlines first of all with some resin mixed with black ink. Scroll sword out and just painted a couple of areas, a bit of red resin went in there and the blue there. The only bit that I didn't catch on camera because I changed the camera I was using and something seems to have gone wrong. But I just added a LED strip on the back. I'm not sure how well that's going to pick up on the camera. But yeah, so whoever wins this, it is now ready to mount on the wall. It's got some LEDs. It's got all kinds of different colours. It can flash, it can do all sorts of things if you really want it to. So you choose. All you need to do now is comment below and I will pick a winner in the next week or so. If you do want to win this, then if down below you can comment yes UK if you live in the UK, because then I'll post it out to you and cover the cost of all the packaging. If you live anywhere else in the world, you can still enter if you just comment with yes I'll pay, because unfortunately I'm not 100% sure how much this would cost to ship anywhere else, but whatever that cost is, we'll sort it out between us, because you know, I can't afford to send this to Outer Mongolia or Antarctica or anywhere like that. So thanks for watching again. Stick your comments below, and if you do like it, give me a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll see you again for the next challenge.